Do you believe locals use Melbourne's public transport as their main mode of transport?
I think they probably use their cars as their main mode of transport, but they'd use public transport to get to and from school or work.
Okay.
But that only. So, and then outside of that, they're probably using their cars.
Yeah.
A lot more bikes though these days.
Yeah, I know there are the city bikes. We're actually going to use the city bike ourselves, but we probably don't know how to ride in the city as well.
Oh, you should. Well, you can get a free tram in the city.
Yeah.
So.
Melbourne is a world-known city. Do you think that it is known for its public transport systems?
I think our public transport systems are pretty good. I think that compared to other big towns, other big cities or international capitals, I think we're on par. You can get nearly anywhere on our transport. The match of the trains, the trams and the buses all work well, so I think it works pretty good.
Did the trams run 24 hours? And do you feel the trams run 24 hours? Do you feel this caters for the city's nightlife or shift workers?
No. The trams run very intermittently after midnight, so they run, but it's not regular. The trains don't run 24 hours, they stop.
Yep.
So people living outside of the tram district, and the trams are really mainly inner city.
Yep.
The trains are the ones that go out. So that doesn't address their needs. And especially a lot of young people who come into the city on a Friday or a Saturday night have awful trouble getting taxis to get home.
Yeah. Do you believe that Melbourne's public transport is affordable for lower social economic groups and students?
Yes.
Yes. Who do you feel uses public transport the most?
I think the young people use it a lot, and I think the inner city people use it a lot.
Yeah.
One of the issues we have if you live in the outer suburbs is that you've actually got to get to the train station. So unless you live within walking distance of the train station, you've got nowhere to leave your car. Like you can drive there, but there's no parking.
Yeah.
So how do you actually get on the train to start with?
Yeah,
so
true.
The inner city people use it more because they don't need to use a car to get to a stop.
Okay.
But outside the inner city, it's not as accessible.
Is it safe walking from popular areas to public transport stations at night? Do you believe?
It would depend where you were.
Yeah.
In the city, it's fairly safe. It's well patrolled and there's lots of people around. I'd be a bit dubious outside of the city.
Yeah.
And at what time you were doing it.
Do you recommend any improvements on Melbourne's public transport safety?
The safety is a big issue for us. We get a lot of people attacked or issues on trains, especially with drunk people or late at night. So people are reluctant to use the trains at night.
Yeah.
We do a lot with our public transport inspectors, the police that go on the trains, but they're not perhaps as visible as they need to be.
Yeah.
Especially at some of the outer suburb stations.
Yeah. How does Melbourne's public transport compare to a world-class city such as London?
I think it compares quite well. London, their underground is very diverse, but like Melbourne, they struggle with the outer suburbs of London where it's actually spread the same way we would do. We've got a quite good system for the 3/4 of the town, and then the newer parts aren't as well catered to, and London's the same. They've got their buses, which we've got a bus transport. They don't have trams in London, which we do. And they've got a very good taxi system in London. But I think on par, we're pretty good.
Yeah. Could there be any improvements on Melbourne's public transport efficiency to make it, to compare it to London?
Always.
Yeah.
Could always be more efficient.
Yeah.
Especially as Melbourne grows and the infrastructure doesn't keep up with where the growth is.
Yeah, that's true. But there is a new plan coming in for the trams. I've seen on signs everywhere.
Yep, and they're putting a new underground system through under town. And
yeah, apparently we had a tour of the big cathedral in Newfoundland Square, and I said there's a new one going. Yep. Yeah.
Under big tunnels going under.
Yeah, and the church people said they're afraid that the foundations of the church aren't going to hold. Such a good church though.
And we're going to be disrupted for quite a few years while they actually build it. If you would have flown in, you'll notice that the Tullamarines all got roadworks along it as they widen it. That's been going on for quite a while. So,
do you believe Melbourne's public transport is easier for younger ages to utilise?
Yes.
Yeah, it is quite easy.
It is easy, and they're more willing to walk further to actually get on it.
Yeah, once you just figure out the tram routes,
and there's free public transport in the city, so you can jump on and off anything in the city and just get round.
Has Melbourne's public transport, the transport stations, do you believe they've been conveniently placed?
I think that they were conveniently placed when the infrastructure was first built. I don't know that they've caught up. And as I said, the outer suburbs are we've got some growth areas that we need to address.
Yeah. Is it easy for people living in outer suburbs to get into the city centre via transport?
Yes, it is. Once you get to the
Yeah.
train point, it is. It's actually
there's a
getting to
point,
that train.
we can't really.
Where I live, we have both trains, trams, and buses. So you could get in any three of those, or any of them would get in. The train's obviously the quickest, and the tram's obviously the slowest. But you could get any of those forms of transport to get in.
Do you believe there should be future development on the public transport?
Yes, we've got to stop our dependency on cars.
Yeah.
So if we want to tackle pollution and we want to tackle congestion, we've actually got to have a good public sector infrastructure.
Yeah. Are there any future development plans on Melbourne's public transport scheduled to happen in the next couple of years? If so, do you believe this will have a positive impact on the public transport?
I think it will. I think that our public transport system probably needs to continually evolve. I don't think that what they've got now will be the end, it's just the next stage.
Yeah.
And then they'll need to keep growing in different directions. It's a case of where do you get the money and what's the priority.
Yeah.
But what they're proposing should be good.
Yeah. And finally, do you think previous development has had a positive impact on Melbourne's public transport?
What do you mean by development?
So how they've developed the tram stations, or they've upgraded anything in the public transport. Do you think it's positively impacted Melbourne's public transport?
I think so. In recent years we've done up all the Melbourne city stations. So Southern Cross, Flinders Street, they've all been renovated and improved. I think they're much better now and much more welcoming to tourists, and cater to the bigger populations that go through them.
Okay.
And they're on plans to do up all the train stations. The trams are a bit of a different story because we've got issues with safety of getting on and off a tram, so that you don't all get run over. So we've got to tackle some of that.
Yeah.
Whereas Melbourne drivers are used to it, but some people don't pay enough attention.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.